Welcome, everybody, to Wednesday Night Adventures on Tap. This is our Oops All DMs session, and tonight we are going to continue with the Sunless Citadel. I will be the DM for the evening. I am DM Ken, joined by the wonderful players that you see on the screen tonight. We'll be introducing everybody for a few moments, or in a few moments. Before we do that, I want to let you know a little bit about who we are. Adventures on Tap is a local Orlando based organization that our primary events that we do are one-shot D&D and other tabletop RPG events at craft breweries. You can go to our website, which you will find, by the way, in our links panel down on the bottom right of the screen there. And that will, when you scan that code, that'll take you to all of our links, including our website. You can look at our events, see what's coming up. We have a couple of events every month. We also have Paint and Sips, and we have a Patreon, which we will talk about after our break. One of our core tenets with Adventures on Tap is raising money for charities. So within those links, you will also see a link for our stream charity, which is Child's Play. And Child's Play gamifies recovery for children who are in children's hospitals. They operate in many hundreds of hospitals across the country. Specifically, we focus on supporting the local children's hospitals. But if you donate to that charity, every penny of your donation will go straight to them. We don't get anything from that. Um, Also, one of the things that we do at all of our events is because we usually are in craft breweries, we have something to drink. And so tonight, I am drinking the Guavacation, which is a Berliner Weiss style ale with guava and raspberry. And this comes from my friends Dustin, and Lexi, and Katie, and all the other wonderful bartenders over at Ivanhoe Park Brewhouse, which is over near the Citrus Bowl, if you're familiar with where that is. So that is what I will be drinking. Now we're going to go around the screen, and I will start by tossing it over to Garrett.
Hello, hello. As stated, I am Garrett. Tonight, I am playing Bovine. I am a Minotaur barbarian. He's a very simple country boy that knows a lot about a few things and few things about a lot. Uh, and tonight, I am drinking from Coppertail Brewing Cloud Dweller. Kind of hard to see. It's got this weird demonic cool
Mm.
thingy on it. But it is a hazy IPA. I'm not a huge IPA fan, but it is what it is. But this is a local Tampa brewery, so supporting local. Next up would be Mr. Kyle.
Hello there. I am Kyle. I am playing Mott Fairforge here today, a dwarf cleric. Not the most stout of dwarves, I will say. But I am drinking the Nefarious Nebula's Hefeweizen from our friends at Deviant Wolf. I want to give a shout out to all of the people who came to the paint and sip. It was a wonderful time, completely sold out. It was a fantastic time overall. Cheers. Over now to Christine.
Hey there, Christine. I am Keen Thornglen, a human druid. A little nervous, a little wimpy, but I think she's got a little grit to her. It'll come out soon. Just wants to take care of her friends and family. Tonight, I am drinking the blood orange wheat ale from Persimmon Brewing out in DeLand. Let's see if we can get a shot of that. There we go. Just north of here, great place. You should definitely go visit. Certainly crushable during this oppressive heat that we're facing. I'll go ahead and toss it over to Chris.
Yep, my name is Chris, and I am playing Thornoon Hagar, a Dragonborn Warlock. And tonight I am drinking a black currant mead with raspberries and blackberries that I made. And now Ashley.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Ashley. I am drinking again coffee. Um, some instant Vienna coffee this time with
Ooh,
some oat,
fancy.
oat milk vanilla, French vanilla creamer. Um, and I am. Who am I playing again? It's been a bit. Okay. Uh, it's been
Been
a
a
while,
long
y'all.
week.
It's been a long week. I'm playing Sapphirus, who is the Tiefling monk.
Yes, and before or one of the things that we do in all of our in-person events, and we like to carry on the tradition here in our virtual events online, is we raise a toast. And our toast is very simple. It's to adventure. And so on the count of three, we will be raising our glasses with a toast. And we invite you, if you're watching us, to go ahead and raise your glass with us. So one, two, three. To
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 adventure.
adventure!
adventure.
Adventure.
Someone say cheers.
Some would say
None
cheers.
would.
Nobody would.
I don't know. I feel like some people would.
All right. Last time, with our adventure on the Sunless Citadel, the would-be adventurers received a summons to the Yawning Portal from none other than the owner and operator himself, Durnan. Being greeted and escorted into a private room for a one-of-its-kind adventure, the party sat back as mist slowly entered the room, transforming into an entirely new environment. Hearing from a different table about some missing children and a search party, the adventurers sprang into action. Hearing from Lady Carowin about her children not returning from their expedition to the Sunless Citadel caused the party to jump at the opportunity to help, with a small amount of monetary gain, of course. Finding their way to the Sunless Citadel, the party started their descent as a barrage of rats swarmed them. Dispatching the rodents, they started their way past a trap into the Sunless Citadel itself. And that is where we find the party tonight. Um, in fact, it was Sepharis with her athleticism who was able to leap over the trap after Bo smashed the door for her and leaped into the room. And she's been able to secure a rope. And what she found in this room is she found the corpses of four very dead goblins. And so far, they have not reacted to her presence. So this is where we find ourselves. So far as
Okay.
you are in the room, the rest of you are out on this little patio or portico, if you will, outside of this tower. And what would you all like to do?
Hold on, real quick. Was that purposeful, Ken? Where you said they haven't reacted?
The corpses have not reacted.
I was just actually about to get to that. What is the
Mm.
check to make sure that they don't animate upon walking into it further?
Oh, okay. So you're asking what sort
Medicine.
of skill check or
Yeah.
something could you do to,
Hmm.
maybe you could do something like a nature check to see if you can tell if they're undead or if they're actually just dead.
Okay. So nature. Okay, let's try it. Ooh,
Did we
good
give
roll.
her
Good
rope,
roll.
by the way?
Yes, it's around my waist right now. Um,
Just okay.
I got a 17.
A 17. Well, um, you, for some reason, you feel like speaking in an English accent and you say, "These are dead goblins. They are deceased. They are not living."
I say
We are
this.
not animated by any force.
What the hell happened to your voice?
Are you? Is everything okay?
It's not
Why
my
am I
voice.
doing it?
It's not my voice. You know my voice by now.
I don't know. We just met.
So
I
you
have heard of something like this happening. It's a form of amnesia. I
Fantasia.
think I read it in a book somewhere.
Bless you.
I can't remember the last
What?
time I read a book, so never mind.
just I kind of peek out from the doorway to that was not me who just talked to y'all. By the way, again,
Is there? Is there a ghost?
I am going to smack that stutter. No, there's no ghosts anywhere.
Aren't you a
God.
cleric? Aren't you like a righteous warrior of gods?
Um,
No.
What?
that explains a lot.
I
What?
just I do that like the little pat, like shh, 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 shh.
Or was I too loud? Sometimes
Just
I
like a
get
little
too loud.
stroke, a stroke of like, the on your pauldron.
What is your
You're
job
there.
here?
Well,
Are, are
I'm
we?
support.
Are
I'm
we
here
gonna?
to support people.
Are we gonna go across now? We still haven't really discussed how we're getting across.
Well, she has the rope tied
We have
to
a
her,
rope.
and like we can use that to help ourselves, right?
Are
Yes,
you strong enough to carry us if we fall down?
I'm gonna
But
go
do
out
you
of
want me to
character.
like tie myself to the other end?
Ooh. Um. So out of character. This is Ashley talking. Um. My saving throws are pretty. It's pretty good. But my strength is like a 12. So
Listen,
I would just need some support to you know,
So
like
we
how in
went to one.
dancing.
Safaris, is there anything you can tie the rope to on that side?
Should I make a perception check to see if, without going further into the room?
Oh, no, you don't need to make a perception check. This is irregular. Um, you can tell that this whole structure kind of collapsed, and in the collapse, some of the masonry is a little irregular. So there's enough places that you could take the rope and you could tie it around like a protruding block of
Okay.
stone that would be plenty enough to support all of the weight of your party members. Presuming on the other end they have tied one end around one of the crenellations
I'll
so
just
that it's
hold it.
nice and okay. Well, you can hold it.
Oh, are you sure you want to hold it instead of? I'm not doubting your sturdiness. I'm just saying as an extra measure.
I guess it's up to whoever would be climbing across it, but I don't think it'll be a problem. But if y'all would be more
Just
amenable to me tying it somewhere, I can find somewhere to tie it, I guess.
Yeah,
just
there's a
remember,
crenellation within easy reach.
just remember to also tie it when you are going across. That you tie it to something sturdy.
Yeah.
And
Remember that.
what type of stone is this structure built with?
It's built with probably big blocks of granite.
Ah,
It wasn't a fancy like marble castle. It was just very sturdy.
okay.
So are we going across now? Should you tie
Yeah,
me?
it's secure.
Yeah, I
I
tied
can
it
All right.
off on my end.
I'll go
Yep.
last since I assume I weigh the most. So,
Should I test it?
afternoon, you look like a big boy. You got a lot of weight on you.
No.
All right, good talk. Get across.
All right. I'm gonna try to get across this. Is it? Do I have to like? Can I like crawl across the opening here on the rope?
Uh, you can um I tell you what. Why don't you uh Sepharis and Bo both just give me I'm going to call these your choice of either athletics or acrobatics, whatever is better for you, checks, just to see how well you tied either end. Just to make sure that the rock is sturdy enough to hold, but just to make
So I
sure.
did athletics, and with a +6, I rolled an 11. So
Yeah, I rolled a 13.
Yep. Okay. 11, 13. All right. Yeah. You test it, Thornoon. It seems very sturdy. So, yeah, you could. Now, are you planning to kind of like hook your legs and your arms over it and sort of
Yep.
shimmy across the rope,
Yep.
or is
I'm
that
not trying to walk across this thing. Yeah.
okay? All right. Yeah. Just give me your choice of an athletics or acrobatics check, whatever is better for you.
Hmm. Okay.
You're using a
I got
rope.
an 8.
You as you're shimmying across, one foot slips a little bit, but your other foot stays on, your hand stays sturdy, and you're able to get across. So you can now move your token inside the tower, and you're there.
Ah, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I
Who is
was just
next?
thinking, Gwen and Mott, y'all are rather small. I could probably just throw you across. You don't have to worry about the rope.
That might be better.
How about you, little lady?
Yeah, let's try it. And during that, I will grab onto Bo's arm and cast guidance.
Ooh.
Can I
Oh,
double up on my guidance? I was about to do the same. Just one on each arm.
now is guidance is a one use thing, right?
It is, yeah.
So you could each use it in turn. So
I mean,
Keen,
if I got one on each arm, then spin around and release them at the right moment.
That
It
would be
says
2d4 rather than 1.
it says concentration for a minute, and so you can probably throw us both in a minute.
oh yeah. So
All right,
Yeah,
so I'm
so
just gonna
just
grab Gwen and just
I think it's
toss her.
Keen, right?
Keen?
Keen.
Sorry.
I don't correct you. I just let it happen as you're tossing me. I'm like,
All right. For some reason, where the way
Get
my
over there,
brain,
Gwen.
Aggressive stairs.
my brain works by the way things are spelled.
have you ever seen my name spelled?
There's no
No,
G
but
in
there's
her
a lot of
name.
assumptions happening.
Or L. There is an EN, but it's not in the right spot.
I guess this is happening as I'm being launched into.
Yeah. All right. So roll your athletics check since you're tossing.
That's a 25 without the guidance, but I'll just do it anyway.
Okay.
What is it? A D4?
D4.
That's an overlay. Where's the extra dice?
Click the roll dice
Oh, it's in the bottom right, right?
at the bottom. Yeah.
Yes.
Dice, roll dice, and an additional D4. All right, so that's a 1, so that's 26.
Okay, Kian, you can choose any square within the tower and land your choice of either landing on your feet or in a hero stance or however you want to land.
Oh yeah, 3-point hero stance like a itchy squirrel. Just like,
Nice.
Yeah.
You do the
Okay.
hair flip too.
Yeah.
Okay, total poser.
Okay, Mott, you're gonna go for the same.
All right, just watch out with my beard. It sometimes gets caught on like sharp edges. I really need to.
What
get
was that?
it up.
Throw.
Okay,
Oh!
18 and go ahead.
18 and a 1, so 19.
19. All right. You can land in any open square within 5 feet of either Thorn or Sapphirus.
I just want to plop to the ground, and all you hear is the thud of armor hit the ground as
Yeah.
I roll.
Clunk.
Oh,
Okay.
I never figured out the landing part.
All right. So all of you except Bo are there, and Bo,
Am I
how
able
are
to
you?
just step across?
It's a hard corner, so
all right,
you
fine. I'm gonna back up a little bit, and I'll just run for 10 feet, and then just jump.
okay. And Yeah. Um,
I mean,
make
it's
me make me an acrobatics check because there is a rope suspended there, and so you'll have to kind of hurdle the rope as you jump.
No.
Okay.
I was there for my friends.
you
Hmm.
you still have guidance.
You still
Oh,
has
I do have
guidance. Yes,
guidance. I
yeah.
have two things of guidance, don't I?
Yes.
No. Well, did you
You
both
still have.
have?
I'm still
Yeah.
concentrating. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's
So
still a nat one, but so there's a 3, so that brings it up to a 6, and
6.
then there's
Okay.
another 3, so that's a 9.
A 9. All right. Garrett, high or low?
High. I only roll low.
Oh, good choice. High. Okay. So you actually topple over the rope towards the door, and because of that 20, you as you feel yourself pitching over, you're able to put an arm down and sort of do a Captain Kirk roll into the room, and then you sort of come up just sort of on your feet crouched, and you take no damage from hitting the floor. You also
Well,
fell into the room instead of falling back into the pit, so that
that
was good.
that could have gone better, but y'all
Oh
made it.
my.
So
Okay.
Well, we're all here.
Yes, and now
where is here, by the way?
the
We seem to
circular
have fully
area.
committed to this room.
I will
According to
I
some
will
English
uh, I
language.
will read the description again since it was a full week since we heard it before. The circular area is cobbled with cracked granite upon which sprawl the bodies of 4 goblins, apparently slain in combat. One corpse stands with its back against the western wall, the spear that killed it still skewering it and holding it upright. 2 wooden doors lead from this area. The third wooden door is in Flinders, right where Sephiroth is standing. Um, a hollow tower of loose masonry reaches 30 feet into the air, but the intervening floors and stairs are gone except for a couple of crumbled ledges. So, what would you all like to do?
Well, if we have crumbled ledges, I clearly have proven that I'm better at throwing y'all rather than throwing myself. So if y'all want to try and get up to the ledges, I can toss one of you up there.
We want to climb?
Well, we can just go through a door here, no?
I don't think it's
Yeah, I
technically
mean, like,
climbing if I throw you.
There's
also,
just a there's just a door over here, no?
The door we came through.
No, this one.
Now,
Oh,
there's a door here, and there's a door here.
no,
can
I
I
hadn't
check
noticed.
the goblin bodies, by the way?
You sure can. Which, you want to check the one that you're next to?
Yeah, that
Check the
makes. I
one
want to
named
like.
Lynn.
I want to see how it died. Does it look like it was the rats? Does it look like it was swords? Like that type of stuff.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a
I'm gonna point to
What?
the
Sorry.
one with this.
check.
I want to point to the
Survival.
one with the spear hanging in the wall. I think that one died from a spear. If you're looking how they died.
Well, it may have been like it poisoned or something, and then they killed the spear because it was acting erratically. I mean, there's many different diseases and illnesses
I'm
that
sorry. Did
cause
you just
almost
say
feral-like instincts.
they killed the spear?
Huh?
What'd you just say?
He
I
did
rolled
say
a
that.
13.
Yes, I saw the third. I was just waiting
It
for
sounded
the.
like he said they killed the spear.
He said
No,
that.
no, the spear killed them, but like maybe the spear they were putting him down. Like it may have been like per
I
like
feel like
the
he's
spread of
doubling
disease
back
or
on what he
something.
said now at this point.
All right. So, Mott, as you are kneeling down over this goblin, you can tell the goblin has been dead for some time. Um, a 13 is good enough to tell you it's been at least a day, not quite a month. So, somewhere within a day or a
Okay.
month. There is evidence that after the goblin died, it has been nibbled on by rats. However, what slew the goblin was wounds of some kind of weapon. You're not sure whether it was a sword or an axe, but it was some kind of bladed weapon that dealt the killing blow, and this goblin fell. There's a pool of kind of dried blood that it is laying in.
Guys, I think the search party, the children, they made it at least this far. Cause like, look, they're they're long dead.
Yeah,
Well,
they
what do you
are.
mean by long dead?
Well, it's definitely not been more than a month. And they said they were gone for like 2 weeks or
I'm
something.
getting
So
ready to
that
look
makes
Yeah.
too.
sense.
Yeah,
Real
I think
quick, before anyone does anything, apologies, but we did receive a new follow from Mick Flyabetic. So cheers to them. And then to and then oh, and then we also just received a $5 donation to Child's Play from Tweaks365.
Hey,
So
Tweaks,
Hey,
cheers
thank
to
you so
Tweaks as
cheers.
much.
well.
Double up.
Cheers.
Get us drunk.
cheers. So I
Sorry,
would like
proceed.
to. I would like to cast detect magic.
Detect magic. Okay.
Detect magic because I know there was a voice that came out of here. So for the duration, I can sense the presence of magical effects within 30 feet, and it looks like all goblins are within 30 feet. I can see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears the magic. If an effect was created by a spell, I learn the spell's school of magic, but the spell is blocked by a foot of stone, dirt, wood, or an inch of metal.
Okay. So what is there any kind of how does your detect magic work? Is there anything that anybody else would see or hear when you cast it, or um, to you, to your eyes, when you detect the aura? What does it look like?
Yeah. Yeah, I think being an urban druid, like these like very small puffs of like soot and dust kind of emanate out from under Keen's bare feet and just kind of like a light breeze has dusted through and starts to coat everything within 30 feet with this very light like misty dust, like little almost like little dust bunnies coming out to kind of cling to any of these magical auras on any of the corpses.
Okay. All right. The let me just yes, I believe that's what it is. Okay. You do see two faint auras. And the two faint auras you see are on two of the goblin corpses. One of those auras is over here on this corpse that is closest to you. The other aura is over on this corpse that is pinned to the wall with the spear. Um, the the spear itself does not appear to be magical, and it's probably something that the goblins have on their person that is causing it. And as you concentrate a little bit, the aura gives you the idea that it's kind of a faint abjuration magic, which
All
would
right,
be
I'll,
sort of
I'll go ahead and
no,
share
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sorry. It's
Whoa.
not faint abjuration. It's faint necromancy magic.
Different.
Yes.
I'm
What
gonna
you
just
looking at?
update my notes here. Yeah, I'll let the group know that. I assume you guys can't see the auras, so I'll explain everything with the lower corpse and the corpse attached to the wall. That there's some sort of like necromancy on their person. It seems like there's like it's like pinging, but there's something on them that we should probably further investigate.
Uh,
Necromancy,
well,
huh?
should we check out this spear? Maybe the spear is what killed them all and
We
caused
want to
these things.
find what's on him. It's not the spear
Okay, then I can just
that's
handle that.
emanating. Yeah. So
All right, I'm gonna pull the spear
Whoever
out
is
of the guy.
Okay, you
Oh,
pull the spear out of the guy, and the goblin corpse just slumps to the ground naturally, like a dead body falling after what's been propping it up is removed. You notice behind the goblin on the wall there are some um, runes that are carved into the wall. Let me
Do I
take.
know this language?
Well, I got to take a look at your character sheet to
I
find out.
speak Common. I guess also Minotaur, even though it's not on here, and Orc.
Okay. No, you do not.
Can I try really hard?
You may try really hard.
What would you like? An investigation?
Uh, yes.
That's a 6.
Nope. You have no idea.
Hey, there seems to be some writing over here, but
Hmm?
I tried real hard, but I don't seem to understand what it says. Does someone else here speak this gobbledygook up on this wall here?
We can check.
I speak Goblin. Do I recognize it?
Um,
Why do you speak Goblin? I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue.
you actually,
It was his
uh,
second year in
you
college.
recognize, Thorn, that it is your native language. It's actually
Oh,
Draconic
Draconic.
runes. Yes. And it appears to be runes that are a proper name. And the name is a Chardalon.
I'm not saying it. It's a name. I'm not telling you what the name is
Why
because I
not?
know that if you say the word, it usually activates the rune.
Well, I kind of would
Oh.
like to know what the name is.
Well, I can read it too.
When you fight,
Don't do it.
you want to know what the name is.
If you
Oh,
read
did you
That way you
want it?
say,
Did you want to know
"Die,
the name?
you dumb thing."
if you want to read if you read Draconic Mott, then yes, you can read it says a Chardalon.
I can tell you what it says. Do you want
Don't.
to know?
I would love
Don't.
to know,
It
please. I
says
am
Madam Moody.
Madam Moody.
Oh no, he said it! Oh boy, he said it! And he runs to the other side.
I'm s- I'm sorry. Is is this a poke of fun at me being a minotaur?
No, that's
Because you kind of
I
emphasize
only
the
took one
moo part.
semester in school for it, so
No.
I may be misinterpreting some of the runes.
No. It doesn't say whatever that does, but
Oh, my W's and M's they get mixed up.
So
I
it's
can tell.
Woody.
While all this is happening, Keen is going to investigate the other corpse.
Okay, the
And I
corpse.
guess kind of like motions over to Sepharis as well.
Okay,
I come over.
you following the little emanating glow, you find that there is a small pouch that the goblin is carrying, and opening that pouch, you see that there is a little crystal vial that has a red liquid in it. And you are from a basically an apothecary, right? You're
Yep. Yep. We make elixirs.
Yep, you recognize this as the common level potion of healing. So, um, and you remember that yes, in what you've heard about magic, healing magic is actually necromancy because it's the power to either restore or take life. Mm.
While
That's
they're
clever.
investigating, I'll just guys. I'll go over to Mott. Mott. It doesn't say whatever you said. There's no W's or whatever. Look at how it's
It's like,
written there. Look at how it looks.
I'll
Now,
be
do you see
honest,
that mark there?
I can't read a thing of it.
You don't see the mark there. It says a Chardalon.
I'm
sorry that you
Someone just
you
shard.
just did that. Yeah, I heard that too.
Chris, roll a d20.
I was gonna blurt out because I forgot that I also speak Draconic.
Yeah.
I got a 5.
You got a 5. Well, apparently you didn't say it loud enough to trigger whatever it triggers, and nothing happens.
Don't
Bless you.
say it again.
Is it like a big one of you?
I don't know. But
Like,
it
but why
activates
is
the
there
rune.
like why is that? But there's goblins and it's not goblin writing. Do goblins know Draconic? Should we be worried about dragon goblins?
Yes.
Oh no! He just gets very scared and goes in the corner.
I'm sorry, you're going in the corner of the circular room?
It's very hard to find.
Just like shuffling with your face towards
He
every
keeps
part of the
following the
wall.
wall.
Hey,
Okay,
friends,
so
is there any magic coming from these doors here? Is there any reason we shouldn't go through here?
I didn't get any pings from the doors, just the 2 goblins, right?
correct.
Right. Yep. There's
Looks
no
like we're safe to
nothing
go.
emanating.
And if this
Okay,
door
so
is next to the word that y'all don't want to speak, might be the way to go.
Left is the right way.
No, that's the right way. The right way is the right way.
No, but we went through that door, and there's a lefty and a righty, and then the left way you're saying is the right way.
No, the left way is the left way. The right way is the right way.
So we should go to the right.
I don't. Why would we choose right? Why wouldn't we choose left?
What if we
What?
asked one door what the other door would choose?
Oh, it's like one lies to us and one always tells the truth.
What? I'm gonna shout a shard along.
roll a
Bless you.
d20.
If we have to fight goblins,
The
Eight.
room erupts in flames.
I'm fighting you.
There is no nothing happens.
Wait, what did you yell?
Nothing. It
A
apparently doesn't matter.
Shardalon?
No.
So
There's
we
a.
go ahead.
Sorry, I was about to say there's a story that I heard way long time ago. It's probably a folklore, but if you say a certain name a certain amount of times, either that person appears or something else happens. So I say, just forget that we were trying to say this word here. Although, and I want to, if I
Shard
can,
on lawns.
yes,
That's like
Is that not what we were saying?
Yep, that's the name.
Oh,
is there parchment anywhere and like charcoal where I can like put it up and kind of scrape out the name
Like
so we
do a
won't
rubbing.
forget? Yeah, so that we don't forget the name in case we need to shout it out in like different areas.
Okay. There is none of that here, but does you can ask your companions if any of them in their inventory have
I mean, I've got a
anything like that.
tinderbox. If anyone's got paper, we could take like the ash from the tinder
Mhm.
rubbings.
Does anybody have any parchment on them?
I thought for sure I had some
I thought we were
calligrapher
going to
supplies,
a
but
tavern, so I didn't bring any paper.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've just got a tinderbox.
well, I mean, it seems like
I have a
Thornoon
blanket. You want
from
a blanket?
That is too dense for what
it
I'm
Fine,
seems
needed.
I'm sorry.
like Thornoon
It's
seems
fine.
to remember whatever this word is.
I remember.
Ashardalin. So as long as we remember that, it should be all right.
Okay. Well, Bo, since you're already by a door, and then I gesture to you to open it.
All right.
Okay. Kian told you that she had seen 2 magical auras, and as far as I know, only one of them has been investigated.
Yeah, so I'll go investigate the second corpse while all of this is happening. I'll just
Oh,
kind of
Okay.
sneak between them.
I thought that was a pouch you got.
All
I
right.
have the
Well,
pouch off
that
of
was
the
the one.
lower, yeah, the lower
Mm.
goblin,
Oh,
and so the
okay.
one that is slumped to the floor, I'll take a look.
Yep. This one has a pocket in a cloak, and the glow is coming from that pocket. You reach in and you pull out another potion of healing.
Hey Ken,
So
was that a spear or a javelin that I picked up?
it's a spear.
Okay.
And it appears to be rather sturdy. So it's nothing special about it, but it is a spear if you want to add a spear to your inventory. All right, and there appears to be two obvious exits from this room besides the one that you came in through. So what would you like to do next?
Can I hear anything if I head over to the door where the runes are? Can I hear anything behind it?
Make a perception check, and I will also look at. Let's see. I will look at people's passive.
Ma, you really should relax.
It's hard to find a corner in the room.
Just
I'm
sit
just
down.
I have like hands up to my ear just to ignore the shuffling sound.
Just here, just here.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. That's a
Just the loud
21.
clanking of heavy armor running around the entire room.
It's a trigger. I'm sorry. I get very like anxious sometimes, and it just like helps to calm me down to walk around.
Ma,
Okay.
what god are you
20,
representative of?
21 with a 21 perception. You listen and you think you can hear a faint kind of like animal like scrabbling from beyond that door.
Well, you hear anything other than
Yes, I let everyone know what I hear as I kind of just very directly, there's animals behind there, walk to the other door and listen for that one as well.
you think maybe it's more rats we get to fight?
Okay.
I hope not.
Rats are kind of a issue because they carry many different diseases and illnesses with them, and they cause many a different
What
black
is happening
death.
here?
With your 18, you can't hear anything beyond that door.
Okay, I'll let the group know that it sounds like there's activity behind the door with the runes.
Mm.
I mean, does the room door mean we might be wanting to head that way since it has the rune next to it? Or
I think it's just a coincidence that the rune is there.
all
I
right,
don't think that's a direction.
well, I'll gladly go
Well,
through
it could
this
mean
room first.
something.
And
Do we go through the known or the unknown?
if there's
Both
some
of
sort
them
of
are
animals
unknown.
in here, I can fight them. I'll go first if that's what we're concerned about. I've been known to wrestle an animal or two. I had a cousin actually who was
I'll
known
take the caboose.
I'm
to
gonna attack the one
actually
that didn't have an
grab animals, flip them over on their backs, and rub their belly and
Okay.
put them to sleep.
Thornoon,
Oh,
you're opening a door while the others are talking.
while he's going off. Yep.
Okay. All right. So while everybody is talking, Thornoon is up here and he opens a door. Dragonborn in 2024 rules do have dark vision.
hmm.
Therefore, you see this.
Oh, yeah. Can anyone not see in darkness? Like, if that's an issue, let me know. I'd like to
I
Uh,
make
can't
sure you
see a
can
gosh
see.
darn thing.
Oh,
Bo,
I'm really
Bo and
sorry about
Keen,
that.
Bo and Keen do not have dark vision.
Do you have that spear on you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can you like
it's
put
still
it
over my
close?
back.
I go back to it and I ding and I cast light on it.
Wow, is this a magical weapon now?
Well, I mean, theoretically, yes, but will it help you in like your pursuits of violence? No.
Oh, well, it's just because with these goblins, and Keen said that there were necromantic magics happening around here. I thought maybe it might be helpful if we ran into any
Well,
otherworldly
she has
spirits.
found the both
Yeah, I let them
potions.
know that I have potions of healing. I've
Yeah,
added them to
it's
like
not.
the side of my pouch.
I mean,
Oh,
Okay,
like
that
so
necromancy is just reverse healing, so I mean that's how that works.
yeah, but healing potions is healing, not
Yeah,
hurt.
you're inversing the inverse.
I'm not sure what most of those words mean, but I'll go
Necromancy
through
is a
here
negative.
first.
If you negative a negative, it turns into a positive, and there you go, have a healing potion.
I'm just gonna walk through the door and just be the shield of the group.
okay, all
Well, I
right.
got a shield too, but I don't like to use it.
So you see a long hallway, 10 feet wide, um, about 50 feet long, uh, and there are three other doors off of it. One at the far end, and then over halfway down, there's two doors on opposite sides, one to the left and one to the right. So, what would you?
All right, folks. Looks like we got north, south, and west. Which way are we heading?
Just
Keen, you got that
Right is
magic vision
right.
still?
go to the west.
Uh, does that last for a while, or is it kind of just a one-time thing?
What?
The magic vision she did, where she could see all the magical things.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a concentration for 10 minutes. So unless you guys have spent 10 minutes talking.
no, we're not that bad.
Let's not rule that out.
Uh,
I doubt it. Not.
real time, more maybe, but in game probably not as much.
Keen, you want to come up here? I got the
Yeah.
spear of light.
We'll say you have about 5 minutes of your
Okay.
um.
Any of these doors look particularly magical to you?
Yep. I'll step in. I'll, kind of pound my foot down again, send out my little soot sprites to see if there's any magic coming off of or underneath any of the doors.
Okay, let me take a quick peek. Um.
Whatever.
All right. This is. I have to make a quick check here. Uh,
Real quick, while Ken is looking at these things, we did just receive a 10-month in a row subscription from our good buddy Jathan, Gideon Games. So cheers
Thank
to you,
you.
friend.
Cheers, Jason. Thank you, Gideon.
I think number one.
He
I think
was
he's one of
one
the
of,
longest.
if not the first, yeah.
Yes.
Aside from the channel itself.
All right, Keen. As you are there and you're looking, you look to the right, and there are no auras beyond the door to the right. You turn and you look to the left, and you see two kind of odd auras um, to the left, and they appear to be extremely close together. Um, and they're not entirely still.
Um, what is the School of Magic? Since I also get that from this, or can I tell?
School of Magic is getting down.
The School of Magic would be, oh gosh,
One thing you can never prep for is getting this question asked.
What is their
No,
name?
no one remembers the schools of magic.
it appears to be, uh, conjuration magic, and it is a little bit stronger, a little bit stronger aura than the potions were.
And nothing from the last door in the hallway.
As you go closer to that door, nothing within range of your.
Worded perfectly.
Yes.
All right, I'll I'll cast a message on Thornoon and let him know what I found. If I say it out loud, I feel like Bo might just like bully his way in. But there's some moving conjurations behind this door.
I can't reply to message, can I?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
can.
like 15
Basically,
words.
it's a 25-word message, and you can do a 25-word reply.
That's what it is.
So you don't have to compose that, but just
Yeah,
short
there
reply.
is
He will
something
be counted.
here.
Is message a cantrip?
It's a cantrip.
Why does sending even exist? Phrase?
Distance.
Because it's a longer distance, and
More words.
Oh,
I think
sure,
more
distance.
words. Yeah.
You said that out of which door is it?
The left, so the one I'm next to, the left door.
Okay.
So the one to the south on the map.
I'll just reply. Don't tell Bo. He will charge in first.
Knowing nod, like the.
Can I do a perception to see if I detect that they're talking shit?
No,
Okay.
because it's magical. Because it's magic.
Yeah, but I have animal instincts.
For behavioral traits.
So what? Did you find anything? Are
Yeah,
we
well,
getting?
I'll hang. Well, I guess I'd also ask Thornine to let the party know to maybe come into the hallway.
I'll just. Safari, smart.
After you, Sepharis.
I was muted. I push Mott forward in front of me.
Maybe it's better if I'm like not in the. Okay.
No, you have armor. You're a big boy. You can
It's
do
for
this.
my safety.
I
Though.
You're
mean,
also
I
young.
got
realistically,
you.
shouldn't you be up front with me?
No.
That's actually not a bad idea. You need to get the experience. And I
No,
push him
no,
even
I'm just
further.
no.
Trying to
can
I
I
bring
don't.
everybody
wield
forward.
I
Mott
can't
as
even
an
really
improvised
use.
weapon shield?
I can't even use my weapon that well. I'm mainly magical based.
Can, can, can I like hold on to the back of his armor and use him as a shield, as an improvised weapon shield?
A shield of a shield? That I don't think that's how shields work.
I
Well,
I
on
I
you, I'm strong.
Yeah, I'm not.
Keen will start like trying to slowly push the door open while this is happening. See if I can like peek in.
Okay, so let me
Keen,
see here. Um,
should we be worried about the door or no?
all right.
Oh, okay.
You push against it, but it appears to be locked. You also notice that there's something carved on the door.
Ooh, can I read it?
Um, it doesn't appear to be a word. The stone relief carved door sealing this chamber portrays a dragon-like fish swimming.
I'm gonna motion over to Thornoon and be like,
I'll walk up to it.
You see a carving that looks like a kind of a dragon-like fish that appears to be swimming in water. That's the carving on the door.
I don't know what this place was before, but I don't recognize this at all. This is not something that my kind does.
Can I do either a history check to see if I recognize the carving, the image?
Sure, you can walk up to the door and make a history check.
Okay.
See
And you
if
said the door was locked?
well, I don't know if Keen has told anybody, but when she tried to
Yeah,
push on
yeah,
it,
yeah, I
it
can't. Well, not that I'm that
appears
strong,
to
but
be
yeah.
locked. Yeah.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
Easily
Can't dragons
17.
fly? Why would they need to swim?
17. Okay. Yeah, you know that some species of dragons, both chromatic and metallic dragons, are amphibious and they can breathe underwater and they can swim, but you're you can't exactly tell, um, and it's a little bit more abstract. You can't tell exactly what species of dragon they're trying to depict here. It's more like an eel that has sort of a dragon's head on it. Um, so you think it's a little bit of an abstraction.
Would I know from it, like, as a traveling monk through like different areas over time and over years, would I know the description of a god or goddess that, taking some creative liberties, it might kind of look like this image?
Um, no, but as you think about it, you did get a 17. And you did hear people saying the name that was carved in the other room. And you can't think of any god or goddess, but you do recall a fact that you heard about a Chardalon. A Chardalon was a powerful red dragon, and he was mentioned in several songs that are or hymns that were sung, and he was known for two things. He was known for his very violent depredations, and also known for studying unorthodox and very arcane methods to try to extend his own life.
Those
So,
violent depredations, does that involve not being able to get where he was going quick enough?
um,
And thus they were violent
that's what.
depredations in his own vicinity?
Pieces together.
Listen,
Um,
you can't have a name like a Chardalon and not expect me to make shark jokes, all right? It's no one's fault but your own, Ken.
I just relayed that to the group, and I said, I think the name that was carved has to do with this image that we see on the door. And then, can I also try to push on the door to see if it's unlocked or locked?
Yeah, you push on it and it's locked.
Okay.
Do you think
Um,
if we go back to the rune and say the name that it would unlock this door?
I
I
mean, we
mean,
can
I
say the name
might,
here.
What?
I might be able to pick the lock.
So, so you think we go back into a different room to open up this door?
Well, that's where the rune was.
I think if we say the name
That would be a
anywhere,
weird mechanism.
because I mean, we said the names a couple of times in the room that we were in, and nothing happened. So maybe if we
Yeah,
say
well,
it
maybe
here,
Thornoon.
So say
it
the
could
name.
open.
Can I try and pick the lock real quick?
You can attempt to. Do
Sleight of
you
hand.
have thieves' tools?
No, I'm going to use my horn.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check.
16.
Okay, you
Do I still have guidance?
no,
Probably not.
no,
I think
No.
that's 1 minute. Yeah.
yeah, that's long gone.
no,
Uh,
I had to drop it for detect magic.
Yeah, no, you're
Hmm.
good. I didn't know if Kyle was still running his. That's why I asked.
I think
you
it's like 1 minute
you
anyway.
sort
so.
of you sort of twist your head around and nothing.
Bad
I
news,
mean,
folks. It seems like an impenetrable lock.
well, I mean, it's just a door. Can't we just like get rid of the door? Or like, if it's locked, there may be a good reason. Maybe something that they wanted to keep inside still in there.
This one is a
I
stone
could kick
door.
it down.
The door you came through
Was
from the
what?
outside was a wooden door. This one is a stone door.
I
I
will
think
tell you, based on my travels, dwarves can deal with pickaxes and deal with stone. So I
we don't
mean,
have that kind of time to sit around for you to fix this thing
I just want to
with a
give an
pick.
option.
A Chardalon.
I was just about to say it.
Okay, you say a
Move.
Chardalon and nothing happens.
One,
I'm gonna
can
run
I?
back into the room.
Safari
I'm gonna
said it had to
try
be
something,
3
guys,
times,
real
I think.
quick.
So, Shartalana, Shartalana, Shartalon.
I'm gonna put my hand on the door, on the stone door, correct?
Yes.
And I'm gonna use my racial benefit of tremor sense. So I gain tremor sense for 60 feet for 10 minutes. So I can see whatever touches the ground of stone.
Okay.
Do I sense any creatures in the room?
You don't sense any creatures in the room.
Guys, there's nothing in here.
There's something in here.
There's
I'm gonna run
nothing
back
in.
into the
I
room
like, guys.
and
I can
say
see
the name.
through stone. Like I sense the vibrations in the ground, and I can't tell if there's anything really in here at all.
I bet it's ghosts.
Well, then let's leave it locked, guys. I mean, stone keeps ghosts from going through. I think.
I was just
and
hoping you
turn
would
to the
run.
exit of the door to the
I-
north, and I'm
I-
like,
You
look,
just
this
you
door,
hear from the
guys.
main room. A Chardalon again.
I don't know if y'all are aware of it.
Okay,
Green
you
is actually
say a
quite
Chardalon.
porous.
You go out to this room, Thornoon, and say a Chardalon.
Yep.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, so
Guys, there's another door right here. That we should check that out. Ghosts are like evil.
So as this is happening, I kick the door that we've been looking at
Okay.
to see if
Stone,
I
don't
can.
hurt your
The
I
foot.
stone
kick
door?
it at where the lock is, so I can like break
we
it
going in?
to enter it.
Okay. So,
Oh, jeez.
give me an unarmed strike.
Unarmed
You can flavor that as a kick.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's a monk.
17.
17. You solidly thwack the door. The door does not seem to budge, and you feel like if you kick the door much harder, you'd probably hurt your foot.
Would you
So
like
we're gonna,
me to help?
if you want to, but I feel like because it's made of stone, which I forgot for a second because I was growing impatient. Um, it, I would lose my foot if I would try harder, and I would rather not do that.
Guys,
Is
we're
the door to the
trying-
north also stone?
The door to
You can
the
confirm if
north.
that door's locked.
Or I should ask this: 60 feet from me, anywhere touching stone, is there any enemies or any creatures? I should say, other than
60 feet from you.
60 feet from me. Is there any creatures that I sense that are touching stone or ground?
Let me take a look see. And then let's see. There are several creatures
Oh God!
to the west. And one of them appears to be directly to the west beyond the door that is at the end of the hall.
I want to fall to the ground.
There's another one that is to the west and a little bit south, and then there are several to the west and a little bit north.
There's a lot of things in that room over there, and then there's things like up there, and This has been a great time, guys. We should really just
Hold on.
pull ourselves together.
Oh,
Hold
you
on.
go fight
Does your
things.
Huh?
does your sense detect good and evil? Because they could be the missing people that we've been searching for.
Well, it just detects like I can sense like things.
Oh well, these might be the people we're looking for, and I'm gonna run up
Well,
and
there's
bust
only
through this
two
door.
things in that room, and there's a lot of things in the room up north, and I really
Okay.
think
I'm
we
going
should
west.
go
Open the
that
door.
way.
Bo, you open the door. Okay. You still have your spear, right? With light? Okay,
Yes, I
good.
do.
So
Yeah.
when you open the
I don't know how
door,
long it lasts, but I have it.
it's an hour, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle, how far does the light radiate?
20 feet dim, or 20 feet bright, 20 feet dim.
Okay, all right. So that will be enough to eliminate most of this area. Um, and
Forgetting you
I
have to do
will
that.
tell you what you all see.
Feels like Legend of Zelda. Like you get a new thing, and it's like just
Okay.
me. Okay.
All right. So,
Please let that be a second O.
Me
all right.
too.
So,
Literally.
you open this door, and your light reveals a chamber that extends beyond the range of the light. Crudely crudely executed symbols and glyphs, scribed in bright green dye, decorate this large and irregularly shaped crumbling chamber. A large pit in the center shows evidence of a recent fire, um, which is up there. A metallic cage in the middle of the southern wall contains a gaping hole and stands empty. A small wooden bench draped with green cloth is next to the cage, and several small objects rest on it. A bedroll lies near the wooden bench, and a sound of whimpering um, comes from behind this table.
Like
And
the
you can
creature.
actually see from your vantage point, you can actually see the source of the whimpering, which appears to be a very small kind of uh, draconic like creature that appears to be sitting on the ground, head down on its knees, arms kind of around, and it's just sort of very slowly rocking back and forth and whimpering.
I'm gonna immediately approach.
Bo,
Eh,
Bo.
Hey, small
I
creature,
don't
are you
think
all right?
a creature of your size should approach it.
and
Oh,
as you walk in, it begins to take notice, and it says, "God, she's gone. She's gone.
what?
Don't hurt me, Poe. Don't hurt me, Poe. Please don't hurt me, Poe."
It's
How,
okay.
how do
What's your
you even
name?
know my name?
What's your name?
Oh, what language? What
I know
languages are
Draconic.
you? Okay, you ask in
I've got
Draconic,
common. That's all I got.
and he looks at Forenoon, and he says, "Oh, oh, oh, blessed one. I am Meepo. I am Meepo. Oh, but she's
Meepo.
gone.
What happened here?
She's gone."
I'm gonna pull out a ration from my inventory and give a ration to Meepo. What happened here?
I translate for the group as he's talking Draconic, so he can go ahead and do that while I can explain what's happening.
Okay. And he said he sniffs at the ration, and he kind of holds out his hand gingerly, and when you place it to him, he looks at it, and then he looks up at you like for approval that he can eat it.
And I'll nod my head.
And he takes a little bite. was it was those nasty goblins. The, the goblins just took her. They,
And who is her? What is her name? Who did they take?
they took Calshrix. Calshrix. What I was supposed to protect.
Is he talking about the guy who pooed on a lawn?
What?
They took Calshrix.
I don't know what.
Alfrix?
Guys, they took somebody from him. Is
Cal-
she what is she? Is she one of like is she a dragonborn or dragon like or
no, no, no. Meepo. Meepo is the tribe's dragon keeper. Calshrix is our dragon.
uh
And the goblins just took
uh now
her.
hold on. They took a dragon. Like a
Yes.
full dragon. Like
Eh,
how old is the dragon?
Oh, Calshrix. Calshrix needs us to protect her. She is very young.
Okay.
She's only hatched 3 years ago. Oh,
Okay.
oh, she
Good God.
it took
Where did they go? Meepo, where did they go? We will go find Calstrix.
they nasty goblins is take him to goblin tribe. Oh, nasty goblins is.
Me.
Which way?
Uh, uh, I I I not I not know the way, but Ustrail does.
Where's Ustrail?
Ustrail, our leader.
Where?
Ustrail, that way. And he points behind him. I I can take you to Ustrail. You help us get Calstrix back.
Yes, I don't
Oh,
know
you
I
help us, and he sort of stands up and he starts kind of jumping up and down, and he kind of reaches towards you, and then he kind of remembers himself, and then he just sort of kneels down and he just sort of bows towards you. Oh, blessed one! Oh, you help us find Calsrex.
And just to
We're
be
gonna get
clear, so
Calsrex
far as
back. We're gonna get Calsrex back.
the is translating this whole thing.
I am. I'm translating for it because I speak Draconic.
Okay, so you said his name was Meepo and all that jazz.
I said everything that's been said back
Meepo.
and forth.
Oh, sorry, I'm switching characters. Meepo, you can actually assist if you like, and I'm gonna grab him and put him on my shoulders. Hold on to my horns. You can fight with us.
uh, uh, I and he kind of grips onto you, and because he's a kobold, he has kind of these little sharp nails, and they just sort of kind of dig into your shoulders. It doesn't hurt you, but he's just like uh kind of like a cat, just gripping onto you with their claws.
You tell us where to go, and when the fighting starts, make sure you put in your own work too. We're gonna get your girl back.
Meepo, I have a question though. Um,
Are you speaking in Draconic as well?
I I am, yeah.
Oh,
Um,
oh, yes.
so while this was happening with the goblins, were you able, or even before the dragon got taken away, were you able to find or see three humanoids coming through at all? Two should be men, and one should be a young lady. They're all young. They're about in their late teens, early 20s.
they're humans from what
They
I
are
understand.
humans.
Meepo doesn't know, but Ustrail might. I will
Okay.
take you to meet Eustrail.
We should go to Eustrail.
Okay.
Also, I don't
Use
like the idea
trail.
of goblins having a dragon.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yes.
scary.
Yeah, if you make nice, I make sure you be safe, cause you're with me, Poe.
Let's go. Which way?
Okay.
Okay.
And then he puts his hands up to his mouth and he raises his snout up and he says, "Tickle corn, tickle corn."
Now you best not be tickling me, little guy.
And
What?
you can hear like some uh movement uh around, and then he will begin. I guess he should actually share a square with Bo, and he points you towards this. He points you towards this hallway up here,
Oh, to the.
and
Okay.
yeah. So let me. Yes.
I'm just following him. He's holding on to my horns and directing me as we go.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead. Actually, it's going to be easier to do with a square. So let me just do this. And he will take you by the shortest route, which is then actually to turn up here and go up this hallway. And then I'm just going to reveal this whole area because there will be some light sources up here that you will be able to see as you get there. Um,
Is he like a cleric or like why is he so he cares for a dragon?
Yes, they have a dragon keeper, and I, I, to be honest, I don't know why they're here. It's weird, but
Yeah.
either way, goblins having a dragon is not good for anybody.
Is kobolds having a dragon any better?
That's pretty normal. What do you mean?
I
They serve dragons.
I didn't know that, so that's why I didn't think it was normal. But if you say it is, okay.
Yeah, they serve them.
all right. So uh, you walk into this area, and let me make sure what the number of this uh, chamber is. It is this one. Okay. There is a double row of relief carved marble columns march the length of this long, large hall. The worn carvings depict entwining dragons. Um, there and along the southern wall of this chamber, there are three kobolds that appear to be kind of a little larger and a little bulkier than most of the other kobolds. And as you guys walk into that chamber, they first tense up a little bit, but Meepo looks at them and says, tickle corn," and they just sort of relax, and they're their body posture relaxed, but they're still very
Is he
carefully
saying that
watching.
in
Oh,
common or draconic?
no, he's saying it in
Okay.
Draconic.
So only
So,
those two will know
yeah.
what
I'm
he's
not
saying.
sure what's happening, but no one's attacked me yet, so I'm gonna keep walking forward.
Yes, and at the far end of the hall, um, the um, at the far end of the hall, there is a short throne standing near the west wall, constructed of fallen bits of masonry stacked against an old altar. On the top of the altar sits a variety of small items. The portion of the altar that serves as the throne's back features a carving of a rearing dragon. A metallic key is held firmly in the dragon's open jaws. And there is a robed female kobold um, who is uh, who is wearing some jewelry, and the jewelry appears to be like pieces of old, uh, of old metal. And it might be, there may be some silver, but it's tarnished. But it's more likely, copper or steel, stuff like that. It has several earrings and has kind of a dent and bent sort of tiara that is made of probably some kind of semi-precious metal that is upon her head, and she is flanked by two more bulky kobold guardians. And Meepo points up at her and says, "Ustrail, our leader, Ustrail, she there."
Greetings, great dragonling peoples. I am Bo, and I speak for those down here.
Should we let the Draconics speak?
You speak in common, and they all look at Meepo like he's like maybe he's not the brightest bulb on the tree. Um,
All right, now translate.
I look over at Thornoon and I said, I guess we'll speak for the party. Do you want me to translate for everybody else and you
You
handle?
can. You
Okay.
can, yes.
All right, I'll do that. So I'll look over at Ustrio and I say in Draconic, and I bow a little bit to her, and I said, "We mean no harm. We are here to help. I will be translating for my companions who are in the back of me, and my friend here will be talking to you in your native tongue." And then I do like another quick nod towards.
and Yusdrael looks at Sepharis and says, "Oh, a humanoid that speaks the uh, tongue of the ancients. You are welcome here. Uh, yes, and you, uh, guardian, looking at Thornoon, you are most welcome here."
Well, thank you. And I kind of bow my head.
Oh,
Now,
oh, no, no need for that. It is we who should bow to you. How may, uh, what
Did they bow?
information do you need? How can
Did
we
they
help
bow to
you?
Thornoon? Did they bow to Thornoon?
She inclined her head, and the others kind of made a little half bow.
Y'all need not to bow to me. I understand I am a great creature in front of you. My friend Safaris here will translate. We merely are here to vanquish what evil may reside in this hellhole you call a home.
I tell her the second part, not the first.
And they look at you, and they look at Bo, and they kind of smile a little weakly, and then they look back at Sepharis, and they nod and smile. So Thornoon, go ahead.
it's also now too.
Oh, yes. Okay. So we've met this. Thank you for the reminder. Folks, we will go ahead and we will take our break here. Uh, we'll go ahead and come back at 20 after 9. And when we do, we'll talk a little bit about our stream charity and our Patreon. and then we will continue with the second half of our session. Thank you all for joining us this evening. And players, take your bio break, refresh your drinks, and we will be back to continue the session. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are getting ready for our second half of our session, but before we do, just want to give you a little bit more information about Child's Play. As I mentioned, they are the charity that we support on our stream. They gamify recovery in hospitals for children, and a number of the people that are involved with Adventures on Tap, both from a DM side and throughout our our
Organization.
patron community, have used them whenever they've had a family member or whatever in the hospital, and they have worked with. Or they do work with a couple of the local children's hospitals here in the Orlando area. So we're very happy to support them because anything that helps makes the stress of a child stay in the hospital a little bit easier on the patient is something we are all for. Another thing that we want to talk about is our Patreon. Um, Now, we do a lot of events and we raise a lot of money and we give a lot of money to local charities, but a lot of the money that is paid to for tickets and all the money that we raise in our raffles at our events, that all goes to the charities. Very little of the ticket price actually comes to cover the expenses of the organization. So back in January, we launched a Patreon, and the Patreon gives us a chance to raise a little bit more money for our organization. It allows us to put on more events, allows us to get some better, uh, better prizes, if you will, for our raffles,
Pay federal
better
taxes.
items to give away, lets us pay our federal taxes, which is something very important for any organization to do. And it also allows us to reward our patrons with a few little rewards. When you become a patron with Adventures on Tap, you'll get a lanyard. And then if you attend events, you will get little pins for the number of events you attend and how long you have been a patron, those types of things. If you are local to the Orlando area, you get a lot of those benefits. Plus, you get early access to tickets for our events. And at higher tiers, you may even get some discounts on those tickets and special opportunities to do things with us, such as maybe even at some point come on to one of our streams with us and play with us online. And we also have for our Grand Crusaders, which is the top tier, you'll get a little mug that has the Grand Crusader logo on it, and it has your name or the name that you wish to uh, uh, go by within our community etched onto that. So that's a very cool thing. If you go to our website, you will find all the information about how you can, sign up for that Patreon and all of our upcoming events. We have a couple of events coming up this month. Yes, that is in the QR
Sorry, I
code
was looking
that
at the
is in the
screen and like figuring out the actual angle I need to do.
yes in the
Uh, but I
bottom
will
right.
mention, since I
Go
did
ahead.
look at it earlier, we are actually sold out of all of our events. So unless we add more tables, which I think Conduit we might do, we might not do.
And
So
with
we'll
D's
have to see.
Bros. Both of
Okay,
them were just looking for more DMs. Is
right.
the issue right now.
So
Yeah.
if you're a forever DM and want to join our DM squad, there's always the option to run games. But
There you go. And
yeah,
D's
everything
Bros.
is sold out at the moment unless we add more seats. So
Yes.
either way,
Correct.
keep an eye on the website. You'll see any new events pop up. It'll be on there, and you'll get a chance to buy a ticket.
Yeah, and we do events all over the Metro Orlando area. We have done events as far north and west as Mount Dora. We've done events as far south as Kissimmee. The events that we have coming up, one is sort of just a little bit east of downtown on Mills. One is up in Sanford, and one is in Winter Park.
Mhm.
Those are three of the upcoming events in in July and August.
Mhm.
And so we will put probably a couple of months ahead on the website where you'll be able to sell tickets. So as you get towards the end of July, you'll probably start to see some of the September events come up and those types of things. So keep your eyes open if you want to join us in person, or if you would like to help support us. The Patreon is something we really appreciate.
Mhm.
All right. When we last left off, the party had just met Yuzdrail, who is apparently the leader of these kobolds, and they are in the hall of the kobold leader. And Thornoon was about to uh, start pleading the party's case or offering the party's assistance. So I'll let you take it away, Thornoon.
Oh, to Israel, and I know that you have a bit of an issue with goblins, and they have a dragon of yours, right?
Yes, yes, those nasty goblins is they've taken they've taken Calstrix, and they have made Meepo very sad. And Meepo
Yes.
might be in trouble if Calstrix is not returned.
Now we would like to see this dragon return because, to be honest, even just the thought of goblins having a dragon kind of sends shivers down my spine. But
Yes, aren't they nasty creatures?
they are not pleasant. Um, the other reason that we are here is we're also looking for three humans actually.
Oh,
Have you seen any in this area or in your?
you seek the humans.
I take it you've seen them then.
Well, yes. And the humans, they they came before Calstrix was taken, but they also offered to help us with the goblins and maybe with the outcast. But they've never returned.
Hmm.
They went into the goblin lair and they didn't come out.
Okay, so we're gonna have to go after this goblin camp then. Where where is the goblin camp that they're being that the Calstrix is taken to?
Meepo?
And Meepo
Says, "Oh, yes, yes, mistress. Yes, mistress. Meepo, you have lost Calstrix. I sentence you to go return our dragon. You will lead these adventurers to the goblin lair. And guardian, adventurers, if you can keep Meepo alive, then that is fine. But if Meepo perishes, it's no more than he deserves for losing the dragon.
and Meepo just sort of quivers and kind of uh you know you can you can just sort of feel him shaking with fear, Bo, as he's just gripping onto your horns, and
So
he's
far,
just
so you still
trembling.
translating?
Yep, I'm translating everything that's being said.
Hey, this is a bigger job than just one of these little fellas. Y'all are being too harsh on my man here, but we're gonna get this dragon back, and y'all are gonna eat your words. You Strail, you jerk.
I
If if Meepo makes it through this and gets this dragon back, he is the leader, and I'm gonna intimidate Yuzdrael into believing what I'm saying.
Would I be?
You will have disadvantage because she doesn't
Yes.
understand your
Yes,
language.
that's-
Oh,
Well,
I
no,
was
there's
about to.
translation.
I was about to say that
Well,
would
depends
technically
how
would
she
I give
translates.
him incidental advantage since I'm the one translating it back.
How do you choose to translate it?
I translate what he says. I translate what he says, but I'm also indicating to Eustrail that this is not my opinion. So kind of also inadvertently like womanoid to womanoid through facial expressions.
This
They're like,
dumb man
this
is
is
exactly what this dumb man is saying.
this is what he's saying, but from woman to woman, we know we
Mhm.
we have a
Okay,
way with words without words. You know what I mean? So
okay, all right. I was gonna give him disadvantage because he didn't speak her language. You are because of what you're doing. I'm not necessarily gonna give him advantage, but I'll just make it a flat roll.
okay.
So
I also don't add the jerk part.
okay, all right,
You
all right.
censor
So
him.
so go
Just
ahead.
That's
without
a
the word.
Intimidation
6.
6, and uh, she looks back at you, Sepharis, and she says,
Men never know their place, do they?
All I'm saying is he could have more elegant words. I'm just don't shoot the messenger.
Don't
In,
worry,
in
me. Oh,
Draconic,
she gets it.
in Draconic, I don't think that he does.
Mm-mm. Doesn't matter if he's man or not. I don't.
Don't worry, Meepo. You're gonna be in charge of this thing once we're done.
I don't translate
So
that to
I
her.
don't I don't think that's how like hierarchy works.
If
and
hierarchy works by whoever's left alive is the ruler, we can get there.
So you want to kill Yustru?
No, that's insane. Why would I want
But
to kill the dragon that we're trying to save?
no, Yusdrill is the one that's sitting up there. That's what
Oh, I mean, she
Sepharis
seems
was
kind of
telling
like a
us.
jerk. I've been really getting only half of what she's saying, but she seems like she's real high and mighty about being up on that chair there. And Meepo
But
seems
that's
like a
like the
nice
leader,
guy,
is
so I
isn't
think
that?
I'm gonna side with him when it comes to these matters. And if in order to have him in charge, if it means I need to kill her, then I guess I will. But
Yeah,
I
I
guess
Bo,
we
I
think
can
we
don't
burn
should
think
that
do
bridge
that.
when we get there.
Bo, I don't think you understand. He lost a dragon
Yeah,
to
Why is there only
goblins.
one of
that's
them
like.
in charge of an entire dragon? That sounds like a flawed system from the beginning.
Have you ever had a pet?
Why, yes, I have. I have had a number of pets,
Did
younglings that
you
I've
own it
raised on the
solely, or did
farm.
you own it with others?
My family has a farm, and I've raised up plenty of younglings. There's a sense of responsibility. Yes. However, if
Well,
one
that's his
person were to be
responsibility.
raising an entire herd of sheep on their own, you kind of would need another person at
Well,
the
it's just
very
one. It's
least,
just
right?
one
No,
dragon, supposedly.
no sheep herders are by themselves. What do you mean?
No, they receive the assistance of lower beings such as canine folk.
What?
Have you never
That's
seen?
just to help them herd. That
Right.
has nothing to do with.
So Meepo didn't have nothing here though.
We
He's a
don't.
dude on his
We're
own with
all
an
we're
entire
coming into
dragon to keep
this
track of.
problem like halfway through is the issue. We don't even know how the problem started or how we're gonna
He
get.
There's
like
one thing.
accidentally drops her staff and it just like clatters and clangs to just make as much noise as
Oh,
possible to interrupt what's happening. I'm like,
Thank you,
oh,
Keen.
oops.
I'm
well,
just saying, leaving an
are
entire
you
dragon to
okay over
one guy to
there?
watch is setting them up for failure. I don't think they like Meepo. I think
Do you,
they wanted him to fail.
so I wait. Did they tell us where the goblins are?
They
Yeah,
were
they
just
gestured in this
Cornu and
direction.
Sepharis.
they were just
Apparently,
about to.
Meepo knows.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Well, because that's what we kind of need to know. And then if we find the dragon, how are we gonna bring it back? Is there like a
Don't
safe
worry, I'll
word for
wrangle it.
that dragon?
I'll wrangle it. It'll be fine.
If
We're
goblins
gonna
can
Meepo
handle,
will be the savior of the day. Let's go. And I'm just gonna start walking in
if
whatever
goblins can
direction Meepo
handle the
says.
dragon, we can handle bringing it back.
I don't. But there may be dead goblins, and I don't want any dead of us. Is the
Goblins are
issue?
significantly weaker than the group of us together.
Did
Well,
anyone
that's
else do
right.
anything?
I agree. That's definitely true. But like, the issue is there's a lot of goblins, and there's only 5 of us.
They'll die as they should. You don't steal royalty and expect to get away with it. Meepo here is the savior of the royals, and we shall lead him to his
I don't.
righteous place of the royal savior.
Bo, are you
Safaris and King,
okay?
can you talk some sense into Bo? Because I think he's really kind of going a little loopy dark side.
He's very hard headed, so no. And once his
Listen,
mind is made up, it's made up.
I
we
think
He'll
need
he's
learn.
to
trying
He'll
to
go.
create
learn.
a political figure in the head of a state so that he
The
has
problem
control over
is
that
there's a
state.
dragon missing, and we need to go kill some goblins to bring it back. So
He'll
that's what
learn.
we're going to do. And
Kill is a strong word. We should deal with them.
okay,
He'll learn
you
with
talk to them
experience.
first. You walk in, you talk to them, and then once they decide they don't want to talk to you, I'll jump in and kill them.
As much
Um,
as I hate to
Please
agree
lead
with
the
Bo,
way, Mott.
I do speak Goblin, but they don't ever bargain.
yeah, knowing
I
about
just
goblins
want to
ain't
make
true.
sure like we're not killing too many peoples.
No,
That's
no, no.
like my biggest
Would,
problem.
Mott, would you rather Meepo stay on your shoulders and guide you towards where we need to go?
I
You can
mean,
be the
it would
first in.
be.
You can talk
I
to
mean,
them, see how well they
he would probably like
parlay per se.
cause me to like fall over because it would be causing off balance issues. But like, I think we really need to have like a group discussion and like in common, so like the kobolds don't really know what we're talking about. So Thornoon and Safaris, make sure you're not like telling them what we're talking
We haven't been when we've been talking and
What are
translating.
you talking about?
about.
We're
I just want you never know.
What are we
All
gonna
right.
tell them
So,
that they don't already know?
uh, you
All
guys,
right. I would like
I
to
just
just
want to make
can
sure.
we all take a minute? We're gonna breathe in. We're gonna breathe out.
Oh,
Mott,
box breathing. That's a really good stress relief
Mott,
technique.
you
My
seem like
therapist
you're
taught
a
me
bit
that
on
one.
edge, and y'all need to relax.
It's really good.
We
y'all.
are here to get stuff done, right?
and
So
Yusdrael Yusdrael looks at Thornoon and at uh,
So far.
Sepharis and says, "Uh,
Is there anything else I can help you with? Or your your
Ye-
horned friend over there seems to be saying a lot of words.
did that one
he
just call
Talks a
me
lot.
horny?
no. Where did you get? No. He is just growing impatient and just wants to go and help with completing the task.
Oh well,
My
I'm fully agree.
right,
Is there
As
but
more
long as
information you need?
as long as we know the way, as long as Meepo knows where the goblins are,
Yes,
no,
Meepo knows the way.
we
And
can
and
get
you've been translating because
mm,
can we ask
If
who a
you
Shardalon
can deal
is?
with the goblins, see if you can deal with that outcast as well.
um question, because we have seen this name kind of pop up in our travels. A Chardalon, does that ring a bell? Is that the outsider you speak of?
No, no, a Shardalon is the great. A Shardalon is the legend. A Shardalon is who we venerate. You know a Shardalon? You venerate a Shardalon as well?
Um, I don't know much of him, but is he what type of person is he?
He is a very powerful, great, fire breathing red dragon. He has many, many, many servants across the world, and some say across many worlds.
So far, so you still translating here?
Yep, still translating.
We
Hey, ask him if this dragon we're looking for is the spawn, is the dragon Ling, the child of this Sharks on Lawns.
You were almost there. Um, I asked you that
Please translate directly from what I asked.
No mispronunciation.
and I don't, and I translate exactly, and then
it,
yeah,
you fix the name.
I I don't, but I also indicate to her in a little bit more of like, I guess, draconic slang of like that's how he says it.
It's like a twang.
Yeah, it's like a little twang from sister to sister.
no, no. Calstrix is not. Calstrix is not the uh, from the brood of a Chardalon. Calstrix is has been bred to serve a Chardalon. Calstrix is a majestic white dragon. Will be a majestic white dragon when she grows up. As a Chardalon sears, Calstrix will freeze, and they will be gloriously a duo that can make mountains crumble from the freezing and the burning and the cracking.
How old is Calsters?
Calstrix hatched from the egg but 3 years ago.
How
Still needs looking after.
how big is Calstrix?
Oh, Calstrix is no larger than your human over there.
No larger than Keen.
Oh, is that her name? Yes.
Okay, that's dope. Okay, um, would Calstrix be not so inclined to come with us if she sees us, or does she recognize Meepo
Oh, she
more?
recognizes Meepo. Meepo has been our dragon keeper.
Okay. Um, all right, I guess the only thing left that we need to know is point us in the direction of where the goblin nest is.
Meepo knows the way to that.
Meepo,
Yes.
it
Meepo
is
knows the
your.
way. We shall venture forth. Tell me where we are going, oh Meepo the Great.
Oh, and he looks at this creature talking, and then looks over at Sepharis to, for a translation.
I translate and I just shake my head as I do it.
And he says, "Very well. Yes, yes. We go east."
Lead the way.
I
Thank
was
you,
gonna keep
Yustrio.
going that direction until he
East
gives me something
Bow.
else to go.
Yeah, and Meepo will actually go ahead and uh, hop down from Bo and say, this way," and starts coming down this hallway.
All right, I'll diligently follow since he doesn't want a royal escort anymore.
No, and
Rude.
he turns around and waves you on, kind of like a kid, running towards a thing. This way, and then comes in here and comes over to this door.
Jeez.
Okay. And then as you
Um,
all
Meepo, can you hear me right now?
what language are you speaking?
Common.
Oh, Meepo looks at you, kind of confused, and then looks at either Sepharis or Thornoon for
He wants to know if you can hear him.
Yes, I can hear the dwarf, but he doesn't speak. He doesn't speak.
He can
The-
hear you. He just can't understand you.
Oh, wonderful. Should we just instantly trust these creatures?
Would you rather trust a goblin with a dragon?
Well,
This,
I'm not saying we should. I honestly, should we trust anyone with a dragon?
Kobolds are better to take care of a dragon. That's what they're basically here for.
But okay. But here's my worry is so far as when you were explaining it to me, you were saying that they are hoping that this dragon, the white dragon that they're creating and growing and giving like
Nurturing.
basic, yes, thank you, that's the word. Uh, they're hoping to create a wave of destruction with a shot. I
Well,
well,
stop halfway.
it's
it,
Yeah,
as is.
with the red dragon, to like destroy the
Come,
world.
friends. Come, come.
It's all part of nature. That's how the cycle goes. If a dragon should
That's
destroy a
a
village,
that's a
it's
mean
nature.
cycle.
Yes, as is nature.
to
Nature's
be
not nice.
to be
Come,
honest with
come.
you, it's going to take a lot more. It's going to take a lot more years for them to accomplish their goals. Even if they do accomplish it, that will be a miracle within itself.
Well,
We'll
true.
be fine. We'll
Okay.
be just fine.
I
Also,
my
remember, this is
he
not real. This is
well
magic.
my worry was that Durbin had said that we could keep all the treasure.
Yes.
What if one
Wait,
of us
what's a
takes some of
what's
the
a
dragon
Durban?
as treasure and the dragon gets kept?
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's just
That's
focus on
that's a
getting
scary
to.
bridge.
and
Well,
then as you guys get here, Meepo will turn and say,
Now would be a good time to start being quiet. We go beyond these doors. We will be getting closer to where the nasty goblins are. We can sneak up on them, and then you can kill them, and I can eat their corpses.
All right, so we gotta sneak through this door.
Well,
Yeah.
we will go through here and through several chambers, and I will tell you as we get closer. But the louder you speak, the more you will let them know we are coming. So we will
Jokes
I
on
be.
y'all. I'm rather stealthy.
I was about to say I'll go first.
all right. So he
I
opens this
shouldn't go first.
he opens this door to the north, and this door to the north appears to be a rectangular chamber. And this rectangular chamber. Okay, this empty chamber is home to only rat droppings, crumbled flagstone, and stains. Okay.
Mm.
And there is a door to the north. And
Hmm.
Meepo moves in and comes up to the door here and looks backwards and waves you all to come forward.
Is it rat excrement stains?
Um, you can make me either a perception or investigation check to see.
That's a perception of 7.
Okay. You you don't you don't notice you don't notice anything in particular. You can't tell other than what made those stains.
All right. Well, Meepo are the bad guys on the other side of this door now. Because you seem real resistant to letting us go into this one very loud. But now that we're in here, there's nothing in here.
No, but we get closer to the goblin hall, so the closer we get, the quieter you get.
Are we trying to scare them to death by sneaking up on them? Or are we just trying to kill them and get the dragon back?
And he kind of quizzically looks at Sepharis and says, "Does does he not know that an enemy you take by surprise is easier to kill? What I don't understand why he thinks this way."
Um, I can't tell you either. The only thing I can for sure tell you is that this is all going to be experience. Just let them go through the motions. We will try to mask anybody's loud steps, and I kind of indicate towards our heavily clad cleric. Um, and I will take points just to make sure that there is a chance for a sneak attack. But I'll let me talk with the group. And I turn and I says to everybody, listen, Meepo's right. We need to be more quiet so that we can sneak up on our enemy so that the enemy can be caught off by surprise and it's easier to overwhelm them and to eliminate them rather than going in horns blazing because they will be more susceptible to being alerted and more aware and be more prepared.
That
So
seemed like a targeted stance. You said
it's
horns blazing?
it metaphor. I also have horns and
Oh,
just
you know what? You are right. And Thornoon kind of has some sort of little spiky protrusions, and Meepo even has a couple of his own. All right, I
And
retract
and
my statement.
and Meepo says,
I don't know how, but that it says that sometimes when we go through here, they kind of know that we are coming, so the quieter we are and the sneakier we are, the better. We want to try to sneak up on them.
I relay that to the group in common.
Is anyone here good at detecting traps? It sounds like they may have some sort of alarm on this door.
Um,
We used to actually
I,
set up
I
alarms.
can
My
help
my
or assist
grandmother is actually rather
someone to
good
help
at setting up
if need
alarm
be.
spells on the chicken coops, and she would know whether there was a fox or another type of
A
animal trying to
coyote.
get into the chickens. So them alarm spells are actually really good. What are we what are we talking about?
We're worrying about the doorway, the passageway, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, does anyone have a way of determining if there's an alarm spell on this here doorway?
I can use invisible hand to open up the door. So in case something does happen, we're far away that it won't blow up in our face.
"Okay."
I mean, what if we just like didn't worry about it?
Then you can go first if you don't want to worry about nothing.
Well, then maybe that's not the best option.
I
All right.
I just flick my wrist and I use invisible hand as it's a cantrip to quietly. Actually, no, I'm not going to do it quietly. I'm actually going. I'm actually going to have it fly, have it fly open. So in case it also goes off on sound, so not
Mm.
just like the rigging of the door, but also as if it's sound activated.
"Okay. All right."
And it's
So
thaumaturgy.
the
I love it.
the door flies open. And everybody make me a perception check.
I don't like that he said everyone.
22.
I got a 12.
That is appropriate
for 11.
it's appropriate for Sepharis.
Yeah,
Okay.
15.
15. Okay, so Kian and Sepharis. As the door flies open, you both notice at the top that um there is a rope that is attached to the other side of the door, and as it opens, that rope kind of goes over a pulley and then kind of goes off in another direction. You can see that moving, and and Sepharis with a 22, you think you can hear far in the distance what sounds like a bell ringing.
So and I say quietly to them, I was correct. When you swing the door open, something activated. I hear a bell in the distance. So they are alerted that someone opened this door. Now it's up to us to be sneaky.
Would we
I,
like to stay
they're
here?
kind of expecting us now.
Well, if
If
they come and investigate the door and we're hiding,
Yeah, we
I
could we
cannot
could
right.
have
just
surprised
jump.
them and ambushed them.
Okay, let's get in the next room very quickly then before they get in there. And I'm
Oh,
gonna
is that
rush it.
water?
Okay. Here is what you see in the room immediately beyond the door that Sepharis opened. There is a dry fountain. Dust and odd bits of stony debris and rubble lie scattered on the floor. An ornate fountain is built into the eastern wall. Though cracked and stained, the fountain's overarching carving of a diving dragon retains its beauty. A relief carved stone door stands on the western wall, opposite the fountain.
Oh, it's dry. I was hoping for a drink.
Is this the same dragon that we saw
It's
on the stone door? The fish
probably
dragon?
is. We should get to an area to ambush whoever comes to investigate. I suggest we hide.
How much dirt and dust is on the ground in this room?
There's a fair bit.
Could I use elementalism and beckon earth to create like dust clouds that also cover us so that we are kind of camouflaged in the scenery. So if somebody wants to be the statue in the fountain, they can, or kind of like be on the ground and kind of like be huddled in a corner without really being seen.
Yeah, is this a 2024 spell? I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's for I think it's strictly for the monk. So like I know with monk for 2014, you have the way of the elemental. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is kind of I think they have that here. But you can use this instead, I guess,
Okay, what
as
what
part of way.
what feature or ability is this?
This is a transmutation cantrip,
Mm.
and it's
Oh,
called Beckon Earth.
Mhm.
this must be something you get from your tiefling side because
Yes.
at first level for a monk, I don't think you would have any spells yet, depending on it. Um,
Right. Yeah. This is just a cantrip, so I
and
think
what's
it
it
is
called?
for
What's it called?
elementalism.
Elementalism. Let me just look this up because yes, I think it is a new thing, and I'm not 100% familiar with it. So,
Are we learning something new here?
I love it.
yes. Uh, okay, you exert control, beckon earth, sound is just a 5 square. Um,
If it's not possible, that's totally fine. I just thought
a
that
thin shroud of dust, and it covers surfaces. So and it would be enough to cover one person.
okay.
So it wouldn't be something enough to shroud all of you, but if you thought it might help to enshroud one person, uh, Mott, are you hiding behind the door, or are you going in along with everybody? Mott,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yes. I was gonna try and stay in the other room since I am not the best
Okay, so
stealther.
you're
If that makes
staying
sense.
there.
I want
We
to stay
know
at
what.
like the doorway and kind of like try and position myself at that. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
So you're staying kind of on that side of the door
Yeah.
where your
Yeah.
token is. Okay, all right. Uh,
Right on the door
so
frame.
far as we know, you're kind of looking at the dust and dirt and trying to make that, and you kind of decide you can't do that. Forenoon and Keen, uh, we'll go with Forenoon. What are you doing?
I'm just like on the other side of the wall, here, just kind of waiting.
Kind of just waiting to see if anybody comes.
Comes
You're
through this like hallway.
okay. All right, Keen. What about you? What are you?
Same. Just have my staff at the
Okay.
ready.
And Bo, what are you trying to
I
do?
am the statue.
Okay, you're gonna stand in front of the statue and just try to.
I am the statue.
Okay,
Could I put some dust on him? And
sure you can.
I'll just be the decoy in the middle. So whoever's coming through will only see me.
Okay, all right. Very good.
So far as you should mask yourself in a corner, I'm quite stealthy on my own.
As you say that, you just feel dust coming on to your body. And I said, I'll be fine.
Okay. Uh, Bo, make me a Constitution check, please. This is not a saving throw; it's just a Constitution.
Constitution check of 14.
Okay. As the dust comes onto you, you feel a little tickle in your nose, but it's not enough to make you want to sneeze, so you refrain from sneezing.
Just say cucumber, you'll be fine.
What?
It actually does work. And side note, Ashley says it actually does work if you say cucumber before you
At
sneeze,
no
and you can
point did
stop
I think that was
sneezing.
a statement. That wasn't true at all. I fully believe that. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I heard it was watermelon, but cucumber makes more sense.
I didn't hear watermelon, but yeah, cucumber.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
you all wait, and there's nothing.
How long do we wait?
How long do you want to wait?
I'm going to get
3 minutes.
real impatient real quick.
3 minutes.
So 3 minutes after 3 minutes.
I say 3 minutes. I'm just saying.
Well, so for Mott's benefit, after 3 minutes, nothing has happened.
What I will do then is I will do this to everybody. Um, and I'll make my way through kind of towards like in the hallway to kind of peek through to the next chamber. Do I still hear bells or did they stop?
No, the bells only sounded when the door was open.
Okay. So I'll just kind of I'll hug the wall, and then what I'll do is that I'll just kind of like peek over or like put my head out to see if I see or hear anything.
Okay. As you move up a little further, your dark vision is what, 60 feet?
60
Is that
feet. Hmm.
okay? As you move up, okay. As you move up, you can see a little bit more detail about what is in the hallway in front of you. And what you notice is you notice that there are a series of uh, doors on either side of the hallway that are all appear to be ajar. Some of them are open, and some of them appear to open out into the hallway. Others appear to open into whatever is beyond the doors. Um,
Okay.
but and then yes, I'm gonna give it to you there based on where your token is. I'll say you can see around that corner. You can see that there is a little alcove with a doorway, and over here on this side, it just looks like part of this room has collapsed.
Okay.
To
Um.
collapse to the east, a door to the west, and Meepo is looking up at Mott, and then kind of peeks into the door and says,
Is something coming?
So
We,
I'll
you never know. It could be 5 minutes. It could be 10 hours. We gotta wait.
I'll come back into the room and stand in the middle so that everybody can see me. And I tell them what I saw, and I translate it to Meepo and Draconic.
"Okay,
I'm not waiting 10 hours for them to be a
Hey,
statue. Let's get moving.
the the door to the there's so nothing is coming. Then
Okay.
Not yet.
okay,
then he trots in here, and he kind of stops, and he looks to the side. Let me do something real quick. Let me I want, yes, that's what I want to do. I want to look at
Eat, eat,
uh
eat apples and bananas.
Sepharis and Thornoon. I'm a little perplexed because I was if the kobolds have been here for some time, are the goblins recent or are they have they has this been like continuous
Sounds like a
incursions
question
against
from
one another?
Meepo.
and Meepo comes up here and he points at the door to the west.
this way to the goblins. This way to the goblins.
So I say low.
Gladly.
I say low to Mott. I say, it seems like they've had history for a while, and this is probably the most egregious act that the goblins have done to the kobolds.
Hmm.
Mutt, as you walk through this door, and as Sepharis is telling you, your eyes are drawn to this dry fountain, and you see some characters that uh, something appears to be written underneath this dragon visage. It's in it's in characters you can't read, but they look like the characters that were on that door or on that sign back in the tower. So it might be draconic. But apparently nobody else
Sepharis,
noticed it, but you
what's what I I I
Mhm.
go up to Sepharis. Bo still thinks I speak Draconic, but I technically can't. But he still thinks I can. So like we're
Mhm.
gonna keep that going. But
Mhm.
like, what does that say so I can make sure I don't tell him the actual thing it says? And if it says the A word that Thornoon keeps getting angry about me saying, I
Mhm.
won't say that one. But like, does that say something special that we should definitely know about?
I look over to where he's talking about angry.
where he's pointing at this inscription. As soon as he points it out, you wonder, oh, why didn't I see that? Because it's very plain. It
There's
is
some
an
dust on it. Let me wipe it away real quick.
And yes, it is dusty. And as he wipes it away, very clearly written in Draconic, you can see the words, "Let there be fire."
Mm. For some odd reason, it's talking about your mother.
Whoa. Whoa. I knew dragons were rude. Horrible creatures.
I'm just kidding. And I tell him what you
Huh?
told me. I tell him what you told me.
No, commit.
No,
They're
never.
talking about my mother?
It,
How dare they know
No,
about
it's all about
her?
committing. I can't be the
How
only
dare
chaos
they?
here.
How do you
Commit
even know
to the
that she's
bit.
my mother? How dare you?
I kobolds and the occult kind of go hand in hand. So there's probably someone somewhere with tarot cards just reading you to filth, and it says it right here about your
I
mother.
can't stand tarot.
Yeah,
Next thing you're gonna tell me is they know their horoscopes or something.
well, isn't your mother a Virgo?
What did you just call my mother?
How did what is this mastery that you have over the world?
Draconic, and I just start walking.
Okay, so
Thornton hears everything. Says, yeah. What about his Virgo mother?
So
See?
you're saying I
It
how
says
dare you?
I I speak Draconic
Hold your
to
tongue.
Thornoon, and I tell him what transpired, but then I also tell him the exact translation of what I saw. And I said I just keep it up with him. And since Meepo understands, I'm like,
okay.
just keep it up.
Are you telling Thornoon from where you're standing?
Um, I'll go deeper in.
Okay.
And I go next to him and I say it
Okay,
in
so you
Draconic.
kind of whisper it to him.
Yeah, I whisper it to him and I
Okay.
say it in Draconic.
Okay, sure. Okay. So you tell him, and Thornoon, y- you basically get that there's an inscription underneath that dragon head, and that's what it says. Let there be fire.
But I want you I Mott now understands that it's talking about his mother, and that I found out that his mom's a Virgo. I don't know how
Mott's
it,
furious.
it's I don't know how I guessed that, but I want to keep that up. So if we can just this will be just a you and me type of
Yeah, don't
heart
worry. I'll
heart.
I'll
To
mess
heart.
with him. I'll mess with him when he comes in again.
Perfect.
I'll kind of just hang
Hey,
back and wait
Meepo
for.
says we gotta go
I
this way, and I'm
powerfully
just gonna
enter.
open the door.
Okay. You go to open the door, and okay, when you do, uh, here is what you see.
My
You
God, it's
see,
stonework floors.
you see another empty room with dust.
Did y'all know that dust is actually not just like dirt and grime, but actually flaking particles from humanoids? So clearly, someone must have been in this room at some point to create the dust that we now see that is then settled upon the floor.
Okay. And then Meepo points to the door in the north wall and says, Bad Goblins is beyond that door.
I feel like he's indicating the only direction we have left to go in this room. Am I correct in this assumption?
Well, I mean, we could always just like not listen to him.
He's
He
our
says,
only guide through this area. Why
Well,
would
that's
we
says
what I'm
not
Mott.
saying.
listen?
You're saying this is the only way. I mean, we could. The other option is to not listen.
And then do what?
I don't. You were just asking about options,
I wasn't asking about option. I'm just saying it's the only option we have. I wasn't asking
which is
about options.
asking of an option.
No, I was pointing out the only options we had was the
It's
one
not the only option
that
because
the little
obviously we
dragon
could
man was pointing at.
ignore.
Keen walks up
He's
to
a
the door
kobold.
to listen through it again, letting them
Okay.
bicker.
Can walks up to the door and listens. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
21.
21. Okay. Let's see. Keen, what languages do you have? Okay.
Common, druidic,
Yep.
and halfling.
Yep. You are the one listening. So you listen quietly, and then you can hear um some sounds beyond the door, and it sounds like voices, but they're not speaking a language you understand. Um, there's several voices, and uh, you get that at least one or two of the voices are kind of impatient, and then another voice, um, you know, even though you can't understand the language, you get the idea that another voice is trying to tell them to be quiet.
They have the same problem we do. I get it. I get it. So
I was
I
thinking the
will,
same thing.
let's see, can I will cast message on Sepharis and
Okay.
let her know that there's somebody telling someone to wait, or like give like the tone of what I can hear, but I can't understand them. But there are at least three people on the other side of this door.
Listen, Meepo is
Okay.
saying we should go this
And I
way.
glare. I
He
just
is
glare
listening
at
in. I
Bo.
say we just go.
Okay. I'll message back. Thank you for letting me know. Could you imitate the sounds that you heard from the other side of the door?
I will let you make a performance check
Oh,
to
jeez.
see how well you can imitate this.
Do your performance check to see how racist you are.
It's
Pretty
no.
Oh
God.
no! That's a 4. Oh my god.
pretty racist.
Ooh-ee,
No.
You're
No.
just standing there
Ching,
like a
chang, wah, wah,
like
Like
a
there are a lot of
what's his
there are a
name?
lot of humans where I'm from.
Okay. Um.
Human problem.
Okay. Uh. Bo, you are pretty sure that she is speaking Orcish,
No.
and that what she is saying is Orcish for uh we have a big feast tonight. That is what you think that she's saying.
Why do they have a big feast?
Why are they speaking Orcish?
Okay. Let
I
me.
too can speak Orc.
I speak Orcish very well, and
Goblins? I
Well,
didn't know
okay,
they could do that.
then yes, Forenoon, you would also uh think that she's speaking Orcish, and that
Why are
she's
they
saying
talking
something
about the
about.
feast?
I
Are they gonna eat the dragon?
I'll put my ear towards the door to see
Okay,
if I can hear.
make a perception check.
Okay. Come on. No, we've been rolling so well. 10.
Nope. You
Weird.
strain as you can't hear anything.
Okay. Well,
You're
I'll
you're pre-
still
you're pretty sure that Keen did hear voices, but
right. So I'll just interpret what she says as what the wait is like. Oh, they're also waiting to see who comes through the door. So I look at everybody and I say, so we got two options here. First option, I throw open the door. We all go on the sides, have them being drawn out to us, and then we sneak attack. Okay. That's option number one. Option number two, I do the same thing and we go straight in, straight no chaser. Option number three, which I think Mott would probably appreciate, we head back.
Thank you. Yes. If there's orcs in there, I don't think we're ready.
There's okay. So we got
Number
three
2 sounds
options.
like
We
a
have
good
option one, sneak attack. Option two,
I'm not a rogue.
I think
Are,
if we open the
are
door, they're
you?
not
You're
going to come
saying
in.
all this in common, right?
yes.
Okay,
And
so
I'm
Meepo is
also
just.
translating back.
Oh, okay.
I'm also translating into Meepo too, so I'm doing a double whammy.
And
Cool.
Meepo says,
No, orcs is it's goblins is not orcs is.
Listen, I agree, but you seen how this temperament is.
You
And
know
I'm talking
what?
to Meepo.
We can take any goblins we meet. I say we go in horns ablazing.
I would have to agree. If we open the door, they're not going to come into this room. That would be pretty dumb. If a door opens, I certainly wouldn't walk through it.
Well, I might honestly. So it
So
might be something goblins might do.
so you want us to open the door and then just do nothing?
No, just rush in.
No, we're rushing in.
All right, I'm gonna rush in.
Oh,
Keen, your job is to open the
okay.
door, and I'm rushing through. You best be not be in my way. Meepo, you want to ride?
I translate everything to Meepo.
No,
Meepo, get on my back. We gonna
and
attack
he
together.
pulls out a little sling. He says,
no, I'm better with my sling. I'm not in front.
I tell that to everyone.
And all right, Mop,
If
come over here.
Meepo
You get
died,
on
was
me
that
then.
like a good or a bad thing?
Yeah.
I push open the door.
Thank you, Keen.
"You push open the door." Okay.
And to be clear, I was preparing myself that as soon as the door opened, I was going to rush through it.
Okay. You rush forward, Bo, and I want you to make me a dexterity check.
Oh,
That is a 19.
Oh, wow. Okay. You are strong and you are dexterous. That means that you get only one step into the room when you realize that the entire floor of this room is covered with caltrops. And you step on one of them and it hurts. And so let's see. Oh,
I feel like
you.
you did this to spite me, Ken. I feel like this wasn't actually in the encounter. And I feel like
Uh,
this is targeted personally at me. Oh
uh,
my god, it's built into the map.
How
God
dare
damn.
thee? How dare thee?
and at the far end of this room, you can see there is a low wall that has been built with rubbish and debris with little crenellations. You cannot see anything beyond that wall, but you step on the caltrops, and I am going to, since you only take one step in, you're only going to take. You step on one of them, you take 4 points of piercing damage in your foot.
Oof.
And you are able then to kind of jerk your foot back and step out. And as soon as you do, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goblins that stand up with light crossbows, and they all shoot at the doorway. So there are going to be 5 attacks incoming.
God darn it, Meepo, why didn't you warn me there were caltrops in there?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not light crossbow, it's a short bow. So these are just normal attacks. and all are um, they all are attacking. Um, I guess let me decide who they're attacking real quick because there's two valid targets there.
Well,
Keen and
I
Bo
was in
can
the
both be
doorway,
seen.
took one step, right?
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
imagine
Well,
it
I
would
guess.
mostly be me.
Okay.
And I
So
would rather me take the hits than the soft little druid.
okay. All right. So does a 14 hit you?
Just barely, but yes.
Okay. So let's see how many attacks hit. That's one. That's two. A 10 will probably miss.
Yeah.
A 6 will definitely miss.
Yeah.
That's three. A 19 will hit, so that's two hits, and then the last guy, 9. So you are hit with 2 arrows. You take 10 points of damage from
And that's
2
on
arrows.
top of the 4 from the
That's
caltrop.
on top of the 4 from the
You
caltrops.
said 10?
Total of 10, yes, from
All
2
right, I'm
arrows.
down.
God dang it!
Right in the doorway, just
Okay, and then
All to your face.
anybody who speaks Goblin hears cheering. Yeah, we got one. We got one. We got one.
Hey, just to be clear, uh Christine, what is your total HP?
15.
You have more HP than me?
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm done. Y'all have fun playing the game. Set my constitution high as hell. Apparently don't mean crap. I should be over
Okay.
here making death saves. Y'all have fun on your own.
And it is 10:28.
Yeah.
So
Dang it.
with
Dang it.
Oh,
Dang it.
I
with
can't end it
that
here.
with that particular
Please, just make me
uh
roll a new character. This is clearly not gone.
No, you can't do this for a second game.
No.
You can't
we
do this
are
a second game.
we are going to go ahead and call the session here, and we will pick up with Bo having fallen down onto more caltrops. But no, I'm not giving him more damage on top of what he's already gotten. And
Just go down and embed a few in my face on the way down. Yeah, appreciate it, Ken. God, what are we doing here?
hey, I didn't write this module.
I don't know. You're the one in charge, so you're the one I get to blame.
Okay. All right, viewers, thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you have enjoyed this session as much as we have, and I hope you will be back next week to see what happens in this fight with the Goblin Guardians beyond the Caltrop Hall. So we will see if our brave adventurers um, and their kobold
Idiot bovine.
ally will make it through this encounter or not. All right. Um, just let's see. Links, bottom right. Look for our events on the web page.
Yep.
Join the Patreon
Oh,
if you
the other way.
can, and support the Child's Play. And thank you again. Take care, everybody, and we will see you next week. Good night.
Bye.